What's up, hockey lovers and card lovers? Welcome to another episode of the SlabStox Puck Drop. Now, let's go back to the future and revisit these past years' NHL drafts and see which players are now hobby significant and relevant and whose card market are on fire right now. Welcome, hockey lovers, cards lovers. My name is Greg. I am your French-speaking, hockey-loving host, and I'm just back from the National. As you can see, no, I'm not wearing a hockey shirt for once, so let's move my mic right here. Yes, I was able to attend a White Sox game for the second time in my life. Of course, I like hockey, but I also like baseball and pretty much every other sport. So why not get behind a local team while you're at an event? It was awesome to meet some of you at the National, also all of the SlabStox family. And from what I saw, we were missing a lot of hockey inventory, a lot of demand from what I could see, and very little supply. So my guess is that next year at the National, we will be able to see more hockey cards in there. Well, that's certainly something I hope that we can provide you with some content. And something I can already promise you is that you will be able to see much more, many more hockey cards at the SlabStox booth and hopefully on the floor everywhere. Like I said, if we met there, thank you so much for the kind words, the nice chats, the nice trades. Also, it was great to see all of you at the National, and I hope all of you had a good time as well. And if you weren't able to be there, well, I hope you're going to be there next year, or else we will see each other probably at the Toronto or Montreal show in the coming months. Now, for today's episode, let's go back to the future like Doc and Marty did over last year's draft. Well, the previous year's draft, not necessarily last year's draft, because it might be too early to evaluate and see where these players who got drafted in the past years ended up. Hobby relevant? Do they have a lot of value? How are their cards market going? Let's see. First, this is the 2017 draft. First pick overall is now the New Jersey Devils captain, Nico Hischier. And we get Nolan Patrick, Miro Heiskanen, which is one of the best defensemen in the league, but doesn't get a lot of hobby love. And as you can see, I put all of the top 20 in these years. And of course, the most hobby relevant player in there, I can see three in that top 20. Let's go with number 19 from San Jose, Josh Norris, who is now playing and also has his rookie cards, his YG with the Ottawa Senators. We all know that he will be coming back from an injury. We spoke about it in the last episode. Also drafted by Vegas at number 13, Mr. Nick Suzuki, who is now the Montreal Canadiens captain. So therefore, he, of course, has hobby relevancy. His card market is doing very, very well behind one of his teammates, which I will reveal in the next slides. But from that draft class, the most hobby relevant player was drafted at number 4. And this is Mr. Cale Makar, ladies and gentlemen. Stanley Cup winner, Connie Smythe winner, Norris Trophy winner. This guy has it all, and he will most probably, because I can't say with certainty, but if I was able to travel in the future, I would know that Cale Makar will most probably go down as one of the top 5 defensemen in the history of the game. This guy is so complete, offensively, defensively. He is doing amazing. And following that year when he won the Stanley Cup, his card market was on fire. Of course, you're winning the Norris Trophy, the Connie Smythe Trophy, and also the championship, the Stanley Cup, of course. So his card market was on fire and has now dropped since then. So you can see his YG PSA 10 now going for about $425 US, which is pretty interesting if you want to take a guess. A long-term hold, Cale Makar might be one of these players. Of course, all of these players I talked about all have yes, they all have their rookie cards. No, that's not true. I'm sorry about that. Mekar and Suzuki have their rookie cards in the 2019 sets, and Josh Norris in the 2020 sets. Now, the following year, 2018, and we see all of these players. There are probably less players that have a big hobby relevancy. And the player I'm going to talk to you about also has his hockey cards, his rookie cards released in the 2019 sets from Upper Deck, was drafted number 7 overall by the Vancouver Canucks, Mr. Quinn Hughes. Also one of the best offensive defensemen in the league, and his market, since he's a defenseman, is not going for a lot of money. As you can see, the last sold on his PSA 10 YG was for $88, also a pop under 2000, so kind of a fairly good pop in there. Pretty interesting. But Quinn Hughes is one of the stars in the Vancouver Canucks. And now this team missed the playoffs in the past years. And if they can rebuild and they can also make the playoffs and be contenders, well, probably his market, but also on the long term hold, to me, Quinn Hughes is one of the most spectacular defensemen in the league. I really, really like this player. And yeah, he is Jack Hughes' brother. He is Luke Hughes' brother. And now next year, these three brothers will be playing in the NHL. So if we look at this top 20, of course, Rasmus Dahlin is doing very, very well in Buffalo. Andrei Sveshnikov as well with Carolina. Carolina players don't get a lot of love in the hobby, and Buffalo has so many young talent in there, and also big players that have hobby relevancy that probably take the most of the attention, the card market attention. So we will see in the next years, but we're just saying that in different drafts, sometimes it's not an exact science, and we can the teams can also have different takes that won't, you know, translate in hobby relevancy or also performance on the ice. Um, Here we go. 2019's draft, of course, Jack Hughes was drafted at number 1 overall. And then in that top 20, very, very interesting. In the following years, Moritz Seider won the Rookie of the Year also in the NHL, not this year, but the year before, so in 2022. And if you go down and look, this was a very good draft class for the hobby. Number 9, Trevor Zegras by Anaheim, also had a lot of hype and was probably the second most sought after rookie in the 2021-22 sets. And at number 15 with Montreal, Cole Caulfield was also right there. Probably the biggest chase, not probably, he was the biggest chase in the 2021 and 22 set. So a loaded class on that specific year. And let's look at, yes, 2019, Jack Hughes, the number 1 overall pick. And what's interesting with this card, see the price still at 240 US dollars in the off season. Look at the pop. The pop is astronomic on this card, and probably that by the beginning of the season we will be over 4,000 copies graded as a PSA 10 on Jack Hughes Young Guns. So to me, that marks a lot of risk, but still, Jack Hughes is, to my own humble opinion, one of the top 5 most spectacular players in the NHL. So definitely hobby relevant right there. Also, Cole Caulfield. Don't mind the pop here by Card Ladder. I'm guessing that it's over 1,000 copies graded for his YG PSA 10. So we're going to use this card, as you can see, all over this episode. Last sold price 290 US dollars in the off season. So Cole Caulfield's market is bouncing back after his injury, after a very long off season for him. And let's hope for a Montreal Canadiens bounce back, and him scoring a lot of goals in a very short amount of time at the beginning of the season. And also Trevor Zegras with a lot of young talent also in Anaheim. See, his price has fell off to 155 USD for his YGPS 810 once again. If he can stay healthy, back to being a spectacular player, playing with Mason McTavish and a lot of young talent, like I said, in Anaheim, I'm pretty hopeful that his market will be very, very interesting. And yes, of course, this episode is brought to you by Slab Sharks, the best place to buy and consign hockey cards on eBay. And now, why not? Well, you can take over. A look over on their Instagram account for their payout rates and all the info. But why not go and take a look on their very, very famous Thursday night auction? We can see a lot of very nice cards, of course, on Slab Sharks eBay account. And starting with this, the Cup, Andrei Vasilevsky signature materials, patch auto gold out of 50. Look at that patch. Very, very good looking. And these cards don't go around very often. The Cup with also this very talented goaltender and Stanley Cup winner, Andrei Vasilevsky. Speaking about legends also in the net, look at that auto. Henrik Longvist, the king himself, his SP Authentic Future Watch auto on 999 BGS 9 Auto 10, a few Connor Bedard. And also, what I noticed everywhere in that auction, there's a lot of YGs graded BGS 9, PSA 10, as you can see on screen. So if you think these are good buys, Caulfield, McTavish, I see Byfield here, and a couple of others. Well, right now is the time. Head over to Slab Sharks eBay account before Thursday night and get your bids in for these great hockey cards, also at a great price. Now, the 2020 draft class, Alexis Lafreniere, hometown kid here, got drafted number 1 overall. The Los Angeles Kings went with Quinton Byfield, a player that I like, but I think will take a lot of time to develop. If you look at historically, bigger players in the NHL have taken some time to develop. And Ottawa with Tim Stützle, Detroit with Lucas Raymond, and pretty much, well, a lot of these players have a lot of hobby relevancy. As you saw, the hype on Lucas Raymond when his rookie cards were released, also in the 2021 and 22 sets. Byfield is in the same set, and both Lafreniere and Stützle are in the 2020 and 21 rookie sets. But also look all the way down at number 18. Dawson Mercer, now playing on the wing with Jack Hughes on the same line. If you look at Raymond, look at that. One of the first guys drafted. His YG PSA 10 has went all the way down this offseason to $50 only. And when I say all the way down, it was much higher on the year the cards were released. So it might be an interesting play there if you're looking to invest on a talent, on a buy low, sell high. Who knows? Once again, I'm not there to give you financial advice. You can make your own decisions, but at this price, might be very interesting. And look at Dawson Mercer, who had a breakout season last season with the New Jersey Devils. Also went on a streak of 13 games with a point or something. Very interesting there. He will still play with Jack Hughes, which I think is very interesting. And his cards are doing well right now at almost $83. So, well, is he going to reach Jack Hughes' price? Of course not, but still might be interesting there for one of his line mates. And now the 2021 draft class, very interesting. Owen Power with Buffalo once again, number 1 overall. Matty Beniers at number 2, Mason McTavish number 3. So these 3 guys are of course hobby relevant. What's interesting is we have different years of the rookie cards. Power, Beniers, Johnson are all in the, and Clark are all in the 2022-23 rookie class, with Dylan Genter, who was drafted at number 9. A lot of these players didn't reach the NHL so far, and Mason McTavish is playing with Trevor Zegras in Anaheim and is also part of the 2021-22 Upper Deck rookie class. Now, I chose these two markets to show you Matty Beniers, who won the Rookie of the Year last year in the NHL, playing very well. I spoke with one of his teammates, Yanni Gord, and he says that he is so good as an all-around player on the ice. He will eventually get better, of course, and his market has been very, very healthy with the Seattle Kraken, $162, almost $163 on the last sold in the offseason. And also my personal favorite, Brent Clark, defenseman for my favorite team, the Los Angeles Kings. I think this player, if you look at his stats in the junior levels, he has put up some record numbers. Very interesting there. I can't wait to see what he's going to be doing at the LA Kings camp in just a few weeks. And yes, this makes me think the NHL season is right around the corner, folks. So bear with us. I hope you're having a nice summer. These are all players that I wanted to showcase and look at the different draft class. We will see what's up in 2 weeks. I can't wait to speak with you about hockey cards. Have a nice evening, have a nice day, and speak to you soon. Bye-bye.